For Connecticut, school safety has been a top priority ever since Sandy Hook. In New Canaan today, first responders practiced how they would handle any worst-case scenario. News 8's Keith Coons live in News 8 Control tonight with that. Keith?
Darren, thank you. This is the kind of training that police officers, firefighters, emergency responders really need, because in the event of a real-life crisis, things like timing and coordination are critical.
Members of a SWAT team rush into a Connecticut school where a gunman is inside. What happened at Sachs Middle School in New Canaan today was just a drill. But after Newtown, we are all painfully aware of just what can happen.
It's how my officers are taught to respond, which has changed somewhat over the years. Now it's pretty much the first officer on scene goes and stops the violence, whereas years ago it was surround and wait for SWAT and deal with it then. Now it's to stop the casualties, stop the violence, and first officer in pretty much goes after the threat.
This so-called active shooter drill is critical for police officers, firefighters, EMS crews, and teachers. State troopers and members of the FBI were also part of the drill. Coordination between all of these agencies in situations where seconds can be critical is what it's all about.
If this were ever to happen, God forbid, in our community, as we've seen in the past, this is a devastating event. If you don't have training to rely on, you're left with just your emotions. So the goal here is to give people some basis of training and also a framework to know what each department and each resource's capabilities are and what their limitations are.
And the training doesn't stop when the shooter is subdued. First responders practice how they'll deal with the aftermath of a tragedy.
Casualties, dealing with mass casualties. We had a scenario where the EMS was dealing with multiple casualties and triaging and transporting.
Now, New Canaan officials say it really takes a great deal of planning to pull off that kind of active shooter drill. They only have them, on today's scale at least, about once every 5 years. Sonia, back to you.